For this week's Sports Stars Spotlight, we're visiting a dynamic athlete in Arizona. Being an All-American is an amazing accomplishment. Doing it twice is especially rare. But being an All-American in more than one sport, that's an elite class of athlete. But it's a class that includes Cooper Perry. The wide receiver at Notre Dame Prep in Scottsdale will play in the All-American Bowl after the season. But he began his high school career with back-to-back All-American seasons as a lacrosse player.
Yeah, I started playing 5th grade. One of my friends told me to start playing, so I started playing. It was super fun, especially youth. Playing in middle school, my dad was the coach, so got a lot of my friends to play lacrosse, got a lot to play in high school as well.
I think in lacrosse, one thing that he's got in football too, he's got great vision, so he's able to see the field, and that translates. In lacrosse, that's really special. You know, his speed, obviously, just lights out speed, but he's also got quickness. It's not just like straight line speed. He's able to start and stop and create that separation and space that he needs, and I think that's what makes him a great receiver too.
As good as he was in lacrosse, Cooper's favorite sport has always been football, going back to his days playing flag football in the 4th grade. When Cooper arrived at Notre Dame Prep, it didn't take long at all for head coach George Prelock to realize he needed to move his best JV player up to the varsity roster.
I knew he was special. The very first game I saw him play was against Corona del Sol, and he scored 6 touchdowns that game. He had 2 fake punts that actually he took to the house because he was also the punter.
That was my first game of high school. I think I scored the first play of the game, and you know, I was a little nervous. Not gonna lie, I was a little nervous even at that level, but that was definitely something I'll remember for a long time.
About halfway through the season, I had seen enough and took him and moved him up to varsity, and he finished out the rest of the year on varsity, making an impact. Especially the last game of the season, we actually played Horizon High School. They ended up winning the state championship that year, and we beat them, and Cooper caught a game-winning touchdown with about 20 seconds left in the game.
As Cooper started to get football scholarship offers as a sophomore, he was more sure than ever that his future was on the gridiron. He dedicated his entire off seasons to football instead of splitting time with lacrosse camps. But the speed and agility they developed in his second sport still shows on the football field. The 6'1", 185-pounder is adept at blowing past defenders and accelerating toward the end zone.
He's got a large frame, he's close to 6'3", he's got long strides, you know, he doesn't look fast, but then all of a sudden you just see him pull away from everyone.
I know you can't run with it, but it looked like you can run. They probably took 0.2 off of your 40.
He's got unbelievable hands. If it's in the vicinity, he's gonna catch it. He's just an explosive player that when he touches the ball, he's going to make big plays, and he's hard to take down because he's so elusive. He's got great movement in terms of vision and able to cut on a dime, so he's really a special talent.
I definitely impact that way as a receiver as well. You know, I can catch the ball, I can make guys miss and score, but you know, definitely stepping up this year as a senior, being a leader, impacting people that are underclassmen, sophomores, junior, because we all have the same goal, so I bring it to the table that way as well.
Dude, that's got to be like a Mando throw every time.
Working with the younger players, he's been good about, you know, giving them tips.
Trey, scoot up a little bit.
He's been a good leader in terms of that and working with the younger kids.
One of the things I've always been impressed with, it's his humility from a really young age. Never an attitude, always humble, always looking out for his teammates.
Cooper's played his last lacrosse game as he'll be graduating in December and heading to the University of Oregon. It's bittersweet for him to close one chapter of his life, but he could not be more excited for what's next. Who knows? He may have more All-American honors coming his way in the future.
Closing that chapter, I'm just super ready and super excited to start focusing on football and my end goal of making it to the NFL and playing on Sundays and watching all those greats play. I just want to become one of them.
When you go to a program like Oregon, everyone was something and everyone's talented, and he knows that, and he's a competitor and he wants to play with the best. And he knows it's going to be a process and it's going to take a lot of hard work, but he's up to a challenge and he's excited to start that chapter in his life.
Just watching the work that he puts in all the time, it's really amazing. I mean, I think he outworks just about every kid I know.
That work ethic's going to have to translate, obviously, at the next level at Oregon, and then they'll even improve him more, and hopefully we'll see his dream through and we'll see him play on Sundays one day.